This is the Bar Stewards Enquiry.
Right? You're talking absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
In what way?
You were an underachiever in life. I saved your bacon one time. You were gone.
You handled that well. I couldn't save you. But you did the right thing.
But that's why you don't know anything about racing, John.
I didn't say I do.
Right?
I'm saying that...
What have you contributed to racing? You're one of these take-out merchants. Take out all you can.
Hello, a super warm welcome to the Bar Stewards Enquiry Weekend Podcast. It is, of course, a big weekend of punting on horse racing. That's if you can get on for affordability. But we've got the Scottish National. For you jumps fanatics, we'll be covering that race at the end of the show. And we've got, of course, big Spring Cup meeting where you've got the Spring Cup itself, the Greenham, which is obviously a trial for the Guineas, as well as the Fred Darling. So, yeah, an exciting show ahead. And we have the best bets round. And, of course, I'm going to assemble my flat team this week. Fuck the jumps. Me, Jonas Leng, Nick Davis and Quentin Franks. Good evening, chaps.
Good evening.
All right.
Yeah. John's got this like trademark thing now. Hello. Yeah. I think he's copying Nick's no. Anyway, right, on to proceedings. This is the best bets round. This is, of course, where we go 1, 2, and 3
I saw
points.
Rishi Prasad do it once, and I thought it might fill me thoughts out.
John's like modelling himself on Passad now. Yeah, absolutely. Right. So 1, 2, and 3 point round. Hopefully we'll dig some more winners out. We did the Claxon last week, of course, over at the Craven meet on the last show we did. So hopefully we can come up with something maybe equally as confident. We deservedly got the race in the Inquiry as well, by the way, which obviously got beat, but was the best us in the race. But a sort of ordinary ride from Ginger Dave. Right. 1 point, Quentin Franks.
I'm going to kick it off, Lee, in the Newbury opener, 13:30 to John Porter. I kind of think the top of the market are going to need the run. Don't think the rest is going to be cherry ripe for this at all. Drying ground kind of a concern, as is the trip. Hamish is getting on a bit. Al Kareem probably needs a longer trip and easier ground than this at 1.5 miles. Also, I want on side is Al Sakib. Kind of think they'll have him perked up for this and ready to go first up. Doha run last time out. You can stick a line through 10 furlongs. He's got a really big figure on the clock in the Old Rody Cup, and you've seen horses come from that race and just turn into group performers over the years. Trushan, Siskany, horses like that. Wouldn't need to improve too much. Ground no issue. Should get a strong pace to aim at. 1 point win 16 to 1.
1 point win on Alcaceed for Ian Baldwin. Yes, great trainer. The Doyler as well, yeah. So you haven't got the Welsh lad who's a bit average. 16 to 1 for you, Quentin. A nice big price start. That's what we want. Can we follow it up, Nick?
Well, surprisingly enough, I'm going in the Scottish champion hurdle. That shocked everyone, hasn't it? I was really, really surprised by the change in tactics for Alphadil last time out. Having scooted off in front and showed some sort of some initiative at Cheltenham, he stood still and missed the break. He made ground into the strongest part of the race from the bend till about 2 out, led at the last, and maybe was on the wrong side of the track as the action took away from him. I like it if you're Ayr, you'd like them to be up there, and I think I'm hoping they'll ride it differently this time. And I think 12 to 1 is a very pricey 1 point win.
It is a big price. 12 to 1 is available in places. Obviously, it finished behind Lord de Sud at Cheltenham. There isn't that much between them. Was it 3 1/4, 3 1/2, something like that?
Yeah, with the track as well, the more forgiving track here. I thought it would. I thought we'll go close, and the too big a price difference.
That's a fair shout at the odds, Nick. I like that call indeed. 12 to 1 for you to kick off your business. John?
Newbury Spring Cup, 3:15. Dancing Magic. This is having its first run since having its knackers off. It was also I sort of kept half an eye on last year because he ended up as part of the big RVB and the Dante with that one in King of Stale. Obviously, there was flaws in that plan. Then he went on and he ran an okay sort of race at Ascot. He wasn't breaking that far behind YP Row in, I think it was the Hampton Court, wasn't it? And he kind of lost his way a bit. And I don't think messy little small field races particularly suit. And he was very keen at Newbury behind our last. He was keen again behind Mikey Ulysses. Tom sort of gave up the ghost and let him stride on, you know.
Yeah.
Then, after the wind surgery that they undertook, O'Shea Murphy was the only one in the entire field at Ascot that couldn't make his fucking mind up which side he wanted to be on, so he comes up the middle on his Todd. So that was a write-off. So I'm thinking now on what I think's an all right mark, actually, 96. A nice strong pace to run at. So it should get him to drop it. I think this is a fairly sporting bet, so I'm going to have a point win on him.
Yeah. So you've got 12 to 1 all over the place. So a point on Dancing Magic for you in the Spring Cup. Finish the round off for me. We'll have an early klaxon because it's Alfredil in the Scottish Champion Hurdle at 12 to 1. I agree with Nick totally for what he said. I think the course will suit much better. Ground sort of quick, drying out a little bit there. And I just think that'll suit. And I think that the favourite, Lord of Sud, I think has had 2 relatively hard races, whereas Alfredil last time, I just don't think, like Nick says, everything went right. So I agree with Nick exactly for his reasoning. So no need to drone on. 12 to 1 also for me. No, 14 for me. Right, okay, we'll come on to round 2. So some nice price selections there, including a small bet klaxon for us on the show. John.
I'm over at the Curragh now. 245. Earls for Gavin Cromwell. Got plenty of back form and background. Back down to winning. Massive eye catcher for me on the comeback run. Spunked the start completely, but managed to get into 5th in a fair sized field. And the track was playing just slightly front end, I thought. The claimer who rode him that day is off. Gary Carroll replaces him, and he's been dropped a pound for what I thought was a good run. I'm thinking he's going to be a reasonable price, and I'll be saying 1 point each way.
An each way bet from you, John. Not often you do that.
It's a big field. I don't want to get shafted.
We'll give you a fair trade price on this. Earls, you can have a bit of 10s each way, 5 places up for that.
That's spot on.
Point each way for John on Earls. Okay, continuing the round, I'll kick on with my bet. This is going to the Greenham. A little bit obvious, but I like the drift this afternoon on Zoom out to 2 to 1 at the moment to win the Greenham. I don't think it's a strong Greenham by any means. Very, very little depth. In fact, I'll be astonished if we see a Guineas winner here. And this horse is a horse I really like. He's a gelding, so obviously he's not going to be winning a Guineas anyway. But I don't think he needs heavy. He's not. I know he's won twice on heavy, Newmarket. I just think he goes through that nicely. But the Kempton win when he nailed Imperial Guard, I think that's going to be rather strong form indeed, given that Imperial Guard. What's Imperial Guard done since? Quentin did that one recently?
Got beat at a short price at Kempton on Wednesday. But he did win a novice before that, yeah.
He did. He beat Sky Wizard. That's it, March. So for me, I just think Zoom of this field is going to be the best prospect. The train driver on and the drift has now lured me in. Originally, I think it was put in pretty short, like 11 away, sort of that 6 to 4. That's what I saw yesterday or the day before, I think. It could have been bigger earlier in the week, I don't know. But that's my call at 2 to 1, generally available. Zoom, 2 points win. Quentin?
I'm going in the, what time is it? 15:50 at Newbury tomorrow. Horse that caught my eye in the paddock on debut is Mile Tuss, trained by Charlie Hills, and with Jamie Spencer on top. They had this ended up everywhere last year. Champagne, Royal Lodge, Dewhurst, Racing Post. Really good looking son of Magna Grecia. He was green and noisy and a touch colty before his debuts. Magna Grecia isn't really a side that has many first-time out winners, and mentally he needed it more than others in the race. Expecting a fair-sized step forward. Don't think the course suited him at all. The ground definitely didn't suit him. He kind of rolled around late doors. The Dam and multiple siblings are an easy ground winners. They had it in the Irish 2000. They've since scratched that entry. But I'm expecting a fair old leap forward for this. Positive booking is Spencer for the yard. As I said, expect a fair leap forward. 365 are in at 20s. No other firms are up. We'll be getting double figures about him. And yeah, the favourite's the right favourite in the race. There's no doubt in that with the form that's worked out. But apart from that, pedigree-wise, form-wise, looks kind of thin on the ground. 2 points win fair price.
A very good non-darts players score, Quentin. 20s. Militus, yes, the Charles Hills. It is, though, isn't it, on bullseye? It's like,
Yeah.
right, the non-dart player, the idiot that went for the 20, and they couldn't throw, and the 5, 1, then they might go 12 or something. So 18. You know, everyone knows where to aim if you're a non-darts player. But anyway, so it's a good
Treble
non-dart.
11.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, treble 11. Oh, yeah. Anyway, Militus for Quentin. Jamie Spencer on board, who, of course, rode a winner today for Charlie Fellows over this course. So hopefully he'll take that forward and do Quentin some good there for his 2-pointer. Nick Davis finished the round.
I'm going to the Newbury Spring Cup. It took me a while to get around to this, but the ground drying up in the stable form, I'm going for Richard Hughes' Real Gain. Absolutely dotted up at Newmarket in September, and then they slung it straight from there into a Group 3 on ground that may not have suited that well. He acted fine on it up until about the furlong mark on anything, but if you look about two furlongs out, he's still going really well and getting some really highly rated animals, and it's not until Radar Barg, who he opposes again tomorrow, wasn't going as well as him at the 2 furlongs and the furlong out, and it was only up there, only up towards the line that he started to think he got beaten a length by Radar Barg, and they reoppose again tomorrow. But I think on the better ground, the stable form, I think Real Gain should go really close here. It's a very competitive race, and there's a lot of things, but I think there's a chance that he could be 107, 108, which he'll need to be. But that run give me a lot of promise in that run in that Group 3.
I think he's a very good horse. I think we put him out as edge on the 10th of September when he got beat against Florida at York. But typical of Edge, we didn't put him out, and he wins by 5.5 wickets at HQ. That's the way it goes. But no, a very good horse, Nick. 14-1, okay for your
2 points win. Yep.
Lovely price selection. I'm hoping we get the Spring Cup because my last bet's in the Spring Cup as well. So we might have some forecasts. Yeah, some big forecasts. So that's the round for the 2-point round. Coming to the 3-point round, this is where the big lucky 15 round, the life changer, hopefully. We're going to nail one day, all 4 3-pointers. Bang! And there we go. Then you'll have to send in your wife, your sister, friend, your cousin, your bank statements, your driving licence, your car keys, and have a photo taken with Dale Winton outside your front door to get paid. Right, coming on to the 3-pointer then. John, I'm going to come to you to start us off again.
Very wise. I remain at the Curragh.
You love an Irish bet. You love it. He loves it.
I love this one. 505.
Yeah.
Hokusai. Now, this ran a belter on Handicap JBL last month. Good headway from the rear, only to flatten out when the effort took its toll over a trip that probably stretches him. He's back to 6 here. Mead started the season in excellent nick. There's no reason to think he won't run his race here, given he's already shown good form on soft and heavy ground. Blinkers are back on to sharpen him up, which again tells you that's probably a bit of a float-up last time. Kid taking £3 off his icing on the cake, really. He's had 750 rides, so he's no Greenham. And I'd like to go 2 points win, 1 point play.
2 points win, 1 point place. Okay. Yeah, the old staking where you go and have £20 win, £10 place, things like that. Yeah, I remember on the slips in them days. 2 points, 1 point, like it, but there's no prices, John, on the Irish flapping. So are you
21 in the focus, Lee?
I think I have to give you a fair trade price, John. When fair trade, like they put on apples and oranges and things like that. It's probably come from Swindon or something. Fair trade, and they stick an extra 70 pence on a bunch of bananas. Fair trade. Digressing. Right, thanks for that, John. So yeah, we'll do as best for you, John. As there's 2 rule books. Nick Davis.
John's gone to Ireland, and I'm going to Scotland on Sunday, so it's the last leg. You'll have to sweat 24 hours. We're going in the 7 furlong handicap, and we're going with Lion Tower, who's unbeaten here. Now, he's been running on the all-weather. He's down to a mark that he's very, very competitive of. He's been unlucky a couple of times, and he didn't shine on the soft ground behind Lookbacks to Miners. You can give that up. Last time, he broke well enough, but on the bend, he lost some ground, and Mustajab got away from him a bit in a race that was all okay run, but it wasn't like he's going to get tomorrow. I think there's going to be some real pace on there. You've got Liam Arty Dreams, you've got Conservationist, you've got Street Kid. There's going to be a lot of pace. He's drawn up the inside, and you might be sweating for a little bit of run. But as I say, 7 furlongs in a good ground at Musselburgh, he's unbeaten on. His handicap mark is very, very winnable. And a 3 points win is 7-1. And that's the only prices available, I think.
I'll give you that. 3 notes on the 7s. Sally James in the saddle. And trap 1, Nick. Trap 1.
I think he gets a really good tow around from the front runners.
Let's hope so. So that's Nick going on Sunday to give you some action on the ITV4 card there at Musselburgh. I'll leave Quentin till last, I think. Quentin's probably got something better than I have. But I'm not so sure because this is in the Spring Cup, and I don't know what you think to this, guys. You've gone for different horses in the race, but 3:15. So what is wrong with God Swinson in the Spring Cup? Look at this horse. It shaped fantastic on debut when it was third to Crackshot at Nottingham. Missed break, you can't do it round there. Typical Agus, you kept on lovely in closing stages under Dougie Costello, which, says it all. And I just think he's so much better than that. Then absolutely pissed up at Hamilton. I thought shaped fantastically well behind Measured Time, Botanical, which is on everyone's list for something sort of big. Everyone's got their eye on that to win maybe a big handicap, or if Daft Roger puts it straight into stakes class, then we're all goose. But this shaped as well as I thought as anything, far back off a crawl. And I think, again, it's another unexposed horse of his that has yet to have its optimum conditions. And I think 88 is absolutely thrown in. I think it's triple figures. I do. I really do. And I think the one that won today for him, Wiltshire John, that won for him today.
Yeah.
Again, the man is just a master of his craft at getting these to win sort of big eats. And the fact that Tom Marquand has gone to ride at 8-7, when in the last 12 months, the lowest he's ever done is 8-8, I think that's a tip in itself, because he'd be thinking, well, if he's having a float up or just a run, it's no great shakes, this, off 88, can't be asked to sweat my arse off for that. He'd have used somebody else. I just think with him doing 8-7, I think that's a tip in itself. And at the 11-1 available, it's 3 points win. I think it's outstanding value, and I'd be shorter because he's too good a trainer not to get these to go forwards, because that's how he trains. So 3 points win. Cheers, guys.
I found that hard to sum up that and Noble Order in the race, how good they are.
Yeah.
Just the times, he's never done a decent time, has
No.
he?
You're not going off a crawl, though, are you?
That's what I'm saying. He's had 3 crawls. And the thing is, so Measured Time, what's he at the moment?
Oh, yeah. The ratings tell you that he's a good horse.
They didn't run any faster than he did in the closing stages. For me, that's how you measure it. If the front end doesn't pull clear of that said horse, like the final 2, I don't understand why people don't mark it up. And I think it's missed. I expected this to, maybe it's the Time Lords that love a cracking time and a sectional upgrade. They want the cake and eat it. But I think this is a good horse. So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I will be steaming in. It's a big price on the shows, etc. Okay, Quentin finishes off.
And I'll go into 15-15 at Newbury. I am going all Mario Melchot though, and I've gone Dutch with 2 horses in question, a Thunderball and Godwison. So half a klaxon there. Thunderball, I thought shaped a lot better than the Bear Result. I think a lot of people thought he shaped better than the Bear Result in the Lincoln. Strong from the front into a headwind, shaped like needing to run in the end. You've got a lot of horses in the race. You've got Latam, Navaggio, Look Back Smiling, that were held up off of that strong pace, covered up from the wind. He's better than 100 and what is he? 100. He's better than a horse that's 100. He's better than 101 rated horse. Goodwood form looks okay in the context of this as well. And then you've made the case perfectly for Godwison. You just look at the form, like it's strong form. He's off 88. They had him in the mile at Newmarket the other day, opted to pull him out of that. I'm guessing that was because, well, they didn't declare him for it. I'm guessing it was because of hold-up tactics, or they didn't want to risk him on fast ground. The Hamilton run is what it is. He won cock in hand. Maybe he'll improve for 10 furlongs, but a strongly run heat here. He's got the pace around him, and the Kempton form's rock solid. 1.5 win on each of them, please.
Good stuff. Yeah, you've got a 1.5 on a Thunderball at 9s, Paul Oliver Cole and the chess player in the saddle. And then Godwinson is 11-1, same as me. And just another point of interest on that, Agus has got him entered in the Suffolk handicap at the Guineas meeting. So he thinks this is going to step forwards. Marquand does because he's doing the weight. I don't honestly, if that's still 11-1 tomorrow, it's getting wedgefuls of cash. So fingers crossed for us all.
It's a combination tricast, isn't it? Four in there
That's
together.
it. For all four in combination, forecast and tricast. Can the Barsters do it? Can we land a big lobby? Right, that's superb, chaps. I hope you've enjoyed the selection, folks, because work goes into it for the last week or so and the last couple of days in particular. So hopefully we can do the business and get going on the naps table, which we need to get firing into big profits. Right, on to the TV action. We're not covering the full Ayr stuff. We'll start with the Scottish National before moving to the Newbury races in more detail. So it's the 3:35, the Scottish National. Is it usually a week after the Grand National?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes it is. It depends where
When it falls, yeah. It's just kind of caught me on the hop in terms of the timing of it. Now, Wicked Willie sends a battalion to try and win the trainers' title from the two fat Southwest trainers. Can he do it? Is anyone bothered? We've asked this on the sermon, but what about asking on the Friday show?
I used to have a system. that's in the Scottish National which threw up two winners in succession and hasn't done since. It was a back anything that won over the distance, and there's only one qualifier, and that's Innisaw. Sprague Eagle the field at Musselburgh. That's my only offering there. I wouldn't know half.
This is the thing, because like the Irish Challenge is more prevalent, I'd say, this year. What we got here with De Bromhead, Mullins with 1, 2, got some rags as well, 3, 4, Crawford 5, 6. There's probably like 7 or 8 Irish Challenges, which I don't suppose is too bad. But it's kind of difficult because if you don't follow the Irish jumps form, you're in a bit of a mare. But discussing some of the fancied horses, Angler's Crag for Brian Ellison, a race. I know Brian would be like bouncing if he won this, but I think this horse makes too many mistakes to win. Hits a lot of fences, and this championship pace, if you like, I think he's really going to get found out up in the weights. Jeepmaker is the market leader. I think he's all right. The profile's okay. I'm not bouncing. I'm not thinking welling or throwing in. Good run at the festival. I thought Mr. Van Gogh was interesting for the Bradstock team. They love a front runner, and Ben Jones is, I think, a very underrated jockey in the saddle. Gina was on last time in the National Hunt Chase. And if you take the National Hunt Chase as a form line, 135 is well in here. It finished in front of Kilbeg King, Appleway, behind Embassy Gardens, but that's rated 150, only beaten 8 lengths. So 135 might just be a bit light for this, given how unexposed it is. And as I said, the Bradstocks love a front runner. So, get out in running if you're a trader, or secondly, just bet it. It's unexposed. I don't think there's anything wrong with the bet at around 16-1, 20-1, that sort of price range. So that's where I'd probably be playing the race tomorrow. Jonas?
To be honest, I found the race very, very difficult.
It is.
If I had to have a bet, I'd probably go with the Willie one that unseated at the chair, Mr. Incredible.
Yeah.
That's as far as I want to go on it, in all honesty.
Yeah. That was second to your Burport in the Midlands National, wasn't it?
Midlands National.
Yeah. Got some good form, that.
Yeah, I mean, it stays all right, it's a bit quirky and what have you, but as I say, it's a token selection. I don't even know if I'm having a bet now.
Is it pate and let the dog out?
I think it probably is, yeah.
Did the dog ever come back, John? I thought you let him out. You let him out sometime last year. Has he ever come back yet?
I let the dog in, Nick. I don't let the dog out.
Oh, right.
The dog smells the patty and he's straight in.
There we go. That's John's thoughts on the race. Quentin, anything to add up from your perspective on the Nash?
I was with Nick. To be honest, they've had this in. They've won at Musselburgh, shit up there. They obviously didn't want to win again. They know they're getting in the race here. Punted it off the boards that day. Won over the trip. Jockey is fine. Time was good. Ground will be fine. Kind of thought at the prices he kind of should have been more of an 8-1 shot. I think there's a bit of 12s kicking around. He was the token selection in the race for me. Nick's system of horses winning over the distance helps, and front runner out of trouble. Hopefully hold on, cling on late.
I tell you what as well, that didn't half thump Enrillo, did it? Absolutely thumped it. And Enrillo did everything right that day, because did we tip it, Enrillo, or somebody did on
yeah, I think someone.
I know someone tipped it.
3-pointer.
And Enrillo jumped, travelled. It was like, God, we've done it here, we've done it. And this thing
Just kept going, didn't it?
just absolutely just blasted clear. It was like Buck Rogers, weren't it? Into the 25th century. Bang, away we go.
I thought you meant it was shagging that fairly sexy space woman that was in charge of the defence on Buck Rogers.
Oh, yeah, I know. Was she flame-haired?
Wilma Deering, she was called, wasn't she? Colonel Deering.
I thought you were going to say Lucinda Russell then.
Erin Morgan, she was called, that
I
played her.
just like the robot that went beady, 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 beady. Hi, Buck.
That was Metal Mickey, wasn't it?
No, it was Tweaker. That was what the robot was called.
Oh, yeah, Metal Mickey was on with Irene Handel.
Yeah. Boogie, boogie.
Boogie,
Boogie.
boogie.
This is classic 80s TV. So that's the Scottish National over and done with, thankfully. And we go on. Any other business at Ayr, by the way? Just asking the question.
Nope.
No. Willie in the bumper, probably.
Yeah, anything trained by Willie that's short. Yeah. ITV Racing comes to Newbury, of course, and we've flashed some tips out there. Saturday, but Arrest heads the market for the John Porter at 15-8, Amish 100-30. Quentin has already had an opinion here with Al Saqib for the Ian Baldwin stable. 15-8 Arrest, I thought was skinny enough. I know it was shorter than that. I've no idea how they've put it in at 5-4. Given, I thought, the weakness of the 3-year-old sort of middle distance colts last year, John, we can't bite this, can we?
Well,
or can we?
I think some of these middle distance colts from last year could possibly go on a bit. One that I think could make up into a 5-year-old is Chest Pace. Now, this was a really raw, immature horse last year, and he was still showing signs of immaturity in the ledger, I thought. He was about 8 lengths behind the favourite Arrest in the ledger, but he wasn't knocked about. He could have finished maybe 4 or 5 lengths behind him. Now, Arrest was much more the finished article, I thought, last year. This one's been gelded since, and I think he ought to be making gains on him this year. I mean, admittedly, you're relying on the Daft Crisford outfit to do the job right. I've already had my problems with them this year. But I think with the winter under his belt, just making a nice print in the ground tomorrow, I think this might just suit him and he could run well.
I know you liked him last year, because I've got all your notes up. You certainly had a lot of respect for him last year.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they don't always perform in a ledger. It is what it is. But certainly his form before that, second in the Gordon, beat Sia Roses in the Glasgow. Was it the Glasgow?
Oh, they're fucking about with the Glasgow.
Yeah, the Glasgow. Yeah. A listed race now.
It's actually in Glasgow. Well, it's not in Glasgow, it's in Scotland now, isn't it? Be quite good, that, wouldn't it, if they're anything in Glasgow?
Yeah.
All straight.
So that's mine and John's opinion on the John Porter. Well, I haven't said anything. Only thing I'd say is I don't want to back Arrest at that sort of price. That's the one I'd take out of the race. I probably, if it's less than 2-1 on the exchanges, I'll be a layer.
Do you think we should be having a bet on how long Skid Mark's going to last in this job?
Possibly. We've said this on the sermon, haven't we? You've got Nicky Henderson, who arguably is the best national hunt trader in the UK, using Jerry McGrath, Ned Curtis, Nico de Bonville. And then you've got Claire Haven, that's a multiple flat champion trainer. Now, obviously, Luigi's sodded off to the States, but...
It's not looking so clever, is it? I mean, there's that thing today that every man and his dog knew about that it was a twat. And he's there letting one bugger ladies up to the stalls.
I mean, in a way, does Claire Haven need a stable jockey? Because you could use best available normally. I mean, James Doyle's more or less freelance now, isn't he? He rides for Wathnan. But they've got horses with Johnny G anyway.
He's sort of got to link up with Variant now.
Well, that's it. Doyle's walking into Variants and riding workout. Yeah. And it's like, what are Claire Haven doing? You be first up phone to Doyle and say, well, ride ours.
Well, I don't know many people that pick Skid Mark over at Doyle.
No, I don't. Well, I said it.
Back to the race, I think tomorrow, I think it's a race you really want to be down looking at the paddock.
Yeah, that's where our John comes in. Come on, John. That's it. Fire the bullets tomorrow, about 1:25 p.m. After John's gone in with these, can't have that. Can't have this.
Is Burke? Is off the top of the market? Is Burke in better form than Haggis and Gosden?
I think it's hard to say with Haggis at the minute.
Yeah.
That today boosted me with Haggis. Like I said, I got my mind on.
He hasn't had a lot of good chances, has he, really?
He had Sunfall win at Kempton, and he's had a few come out weak in the betting as if he's left them short. Tom must have been like bouncing up and down on Ollie Doyle for the last 2 nights to get weight off. Poor Tom. Oh, come on, Tom. Get down to 8-7. Jesus Christ. Willie, come on, man. So there you go.
He's not the best on a hard puller, is he?
Well, no. Hutchins, GB. Arrest then. So if I'm against that, Nick Davies. Where if you got a gun to your head, Nick, where would you go in this?
I'd probably play a couple of full casts with the top two out the first and second. I'd probably go Al Kareem, chess piece, Al Kasib. Yeah, in a combo or something like that. But yeah, there's nothing I'm probably not going to play. That's if you force me to play.
No.
I'd go for the top two out the frame.
Fair play. Right, go on to the Fred Darling then. This is a race no one's mentioned yet. Lovely 3-year-old fillies. I mean, if you want a guide on fillies, how difficult it is at this time of year. I don't know if you've got access to footage of the pre-start on that fillies maiden at Newbury today, but Gosden's was messing about. There was a few others messing about, looking skitty, not quite right in themselves, probably not coming the curts. This is the problem, John, isn't it? Like this time of year, fillies, trying to judge a filly bet, I think it's probably the hardest thing to do, unless you've seen them have a recent run and you know they're in good fettle. It's really hard, isn't it?
They've had a bad spring as well, so they're not looking our good anyway.
Yeah.
Even the ones that's fit, they're not blooming by any stretch. You sort of, you're picking like the least sickly looking.
So, John, I'm coming to you first, right? So, again, gun to Edbeck. I know you're not a fan either, like of these sorts of races. First time up, you want to see them, but on form or what you've seen, what would you go for before you've looked at them?
Regal Jubilee.
Yeah, go on then. Why?
It's a good type. Frankel out of a good family on the damn side. Mediation. The 7 furlongs will be no problem to her. She's got form at the trip. She'll get further in time. I don't necessarily think Relief Rally's a 7 furlong stroke miler. The Italian horse, I wouldn't have a clue, but my gut feeling would be that ours would be better. Plus, Gosden does tend to run a nice one in this. I mean, he ran his Oaks winner in it.
Did he?
Soul Sister.
Oh, it's the big Jack anti-purse bet. Yes.
No, it wasn't. No.
Soul Sister was Musidora, weren't it? And Jack.
No, Soul Sister did run in this. It did. It got stuck.
There you go. You say you don't know me fucking picking me up before I fall down.
You've just earned us. Yeah, you're right, John.
You come down the field, come 10th or something. 12th.
Yeah. Richly promising. Well, Jack said it.
Then the Jack's having the hundreds after that. He's like saying, I'm not bothered about that run.
He can run an ace one in this. And I think this is all right. He looked all right last year, I thought,
Right. So, Skidmark, get back in favour with the old Clare Haven South American lot.
Well, one thing about this one, at least he rode it every time last year.
It's true. Yes, he'd know it quite well.
He's got a bit of a handle on this.
Good enough for me, John, because I've got zero opinion on this. I just want to watch it and then make an opinion.
You just want to go over things.
Yeah. Nick Davis.
You know what I'm going to say, don't you?
Say it, please.
No.
Say it, please.
No.
This is good stuff. Quentin.
My opinion's in the place market. This Relief Rally, I don't like her at all. She's tiny. I think Maureen said several times last season that they don't think she's going to train on at all. She also said that she'll prefer easier ground and they'll run there on good to firm ground. Not sure it will get the trip. Don't think it will train on. Surprised she's gone for 800 grand, to be honest, or guineas. Would be looking to take her on in the 2 and 3 place markets.
Yeah, so Mr. Zhang Yusheng, the Barsters, have just said, what an idiot for paying 800 bags. Declared it live on air. There you go. We did no offence sitting here. There's no gravy train gang here, just sat talking niceties. None of that rubbish. Enough of the fillies. Don't want any of them. 240, the Greenham is quite a weak affair, which hence that's why I tip.
What a weak affair. It's awful.
It is. It's one of the, I'll be honest, it's one of the worst Greenhams I think I've ever seen. Ever. I just can't believe how bad this is. So Zoom was the selection because of that. I'm not interested in official ratings. They're just don't mean anything. Zoom Zoom, I think, wins, but the 2-1 got me interested. So I'll let you lot talk about it now. I do like Room Service as the horse, but it was weak in the betting when they declared it. Did they declare it for a race this spring, Room Service, and then
Newcastle
pulled it out?
The opener at Newcastle on all-weather finals day, the Burglen, that's the one.
Yeah, I noticed it was really weak in the betting, really weak. So I don't know if that's all there. You don't know what that's doing. It's a bit of money for it floating about overnight. Maybe Kev didn't have it sharp for then. I don't know, but Prix de la Baye, 2% Tom on board. Needs to drop it to 5. It'll win then. John, your thoughts on the Greenham?
Terrible race. I mean, it's the worst Greenham I can remember since Clive Britton won it with that grey thing of Marcus Lemos'.
Mystico?
No, he won. No, he won the Tote Free Handicap.
Oh, he did, yeah.
What they call it, Mark Anthony, Nick.
Mark Anthony, yeah, they beat Grundy in 1975.
Fucking hell. Some knowledge.
How about this for knowledge, folks? It's like an encyclopedia with Nick and John on this.
The drift on Zoom Zoom, it concerns me because the rest of them are so fucking bad. I mean, I'm expecting Zoom Zoom to come out looking like he's been forced to eat his own cock or something. It's unfathomable, this drift, and it does concern me because he really should steamroller these, I think. I'd have to say the drift's a worry.
Okay, yeah, I'm playing the drift, as in, like, well, it's pricey, but I get it. This could go off 7-2 and make me look stupid. You don't have to go off 7-2 to make me look stupid, but that could happen. There's several in here I don't particularly like as prospects this year, but Ballymount Boy, I want to run well for the trainer because I like the trainer.
Is he the toughest of these, Lee?
He would.
Is he outside Group 1? He was very, very consistent.
Yeah, in boxing terms, this is Dennis Andries. He has about 78 fights and fights anyone, not bothered.
It was a certainty in that race at Doncaster, and he never looked like winning it.
No, because another plug here, another edge bet. This was an edge bet this day. I think we put him up at shorter. Nick or John, you liked him. I liked him. We all liked him. Yeah. And it was like, yeah, this is a very good bet. This is just skating. Again, just made hard work of it. But I reckon that's what he is. He's just he's a pit bull.
There was no up to lane.
Yeah.
Will this be his guineas tomorrow? Will they have him souped up for this?
Do you know what I'd do tomorrow in that? If you don't like Zoom Zoom and the drift tomorrow, say it's week on the machine, I'd play the 3 and 4 pegs on Betfair for Ballymount Boy because this will be his guineas. Yeah. He's not booking Doyle just for a spin and a feel. And he'll have him cherry for this. So that will be my play in the pegs market on the machine tomorrow if you do like that race. Nick and Quentin, your views on this, please.
I think if you're even money for pegs, I think you'd be...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it'd be quite sweet, that, because some of these will just cry a river. Furlong out, oh no, too tough to agree.
John, you were saying, I was talking to you a bit earlier, you didn't like Army Ethos at all in his comeback, did you?
No, I didn't. He didn't thrill me one bit. He just looks a set, boring fucker,
John's writing the cover of Racehorses of 2023.
You know when we're all fucked up, we can't bet anymore. John just should register the domain alternateracingpers.com.
Could post it on the dark web, couldn't I, with all the pollen and filth?
Yeah. And you just read the comments are all like what he thinks on day. But you pay a £10 a month just to read the comments. A business idea there for you, John, when it's all done. But yeah,
well, I can't go back to paying a rent by my figures, Phil.
Oh dear. Right, Nick, have you any final view on this?
No, as I said, I think Ballymount Boy's the toughest and it'll be his guineas. So if I had to have a bet, it'd probably be that. But you'd expect some to improve.
Oh yeah,
past
I think
him.
they will. I'm certain he don't win it, but I don't think he's going to get beat far because that's what he does. He's the pit bull himself. Quentin?
I wanted to be against Zoom Zoom, in all honesty. Really liked him. He won at Newmarket, the form's worked out, but I think he needs it hock deep. Like that day he had the benefit of the stand side rail. St. Cloud, heavy ground, went for it absolutely like a pig in shit. But the form isn't great. But again, it's not a great race. Like, he's now drifted out to kind of... I still feel he's slightly underpriced, but I've kind of found it hard to nail down one against him. The one that interested me most at a price. Watch My Tracer, got massive old stride on him. Lingfield form's no great shakes, I admit that. But I think just a straight track, a little bit of ease underfoot. He appeals as a type to keep progressing as the year goes on. I know they had him out early enough last year, but very much a 3-year-old on looks. Did well to pick him up from off the pace at Lingfield as well. Yeah, I kind of think he's going to keep improving. Yeah, just a nagging doubt about the Jolly needing it deeper than this. It was good to soft on times. There's no rain forecast. Just think he needs it softer.
Yeah, I love it when we have different opinions because it's like boring when we all agree. John, it reminds me of that game show, like Winner Takes It All. We have a difference of opinion, Jeffrey. Do you remember that?
Yes, Jeffrey Whaler. Yeah.
We have a difference of opinion. Yeah, I just love that show. Anyway, right, so good stuff, Quentin. So doubts about Zoom if you're not following my 2-point selection tomorrow. 3:15 then. If again, it's one of them races. If we don't get winner of this, we're going to look idiots. I think, well, we've got 4 picks in this. Four picks. Unbelievable. Dancing Magic, Thunderball, Godwinson, and Real Gain. Maybe that is a tactic. Davey says maybe do some comb forecasts, etc. Anything else?
I would have liked. I mean, Alpha Cruises, I thought, didn't get a lot of help out the saddle from in the Lincoln from young Anna, but she's back on again. If you watch that race,
the Jelly Deal mob will want this off 78 at Sandown probably in like August with an amateur on that.
We need to wait till Anna's on holiday or something, don't we?
I'm against Latimer and Navaggio from the Lincoln because I think they're priced on. Everyone thinks it's really promising runs when they had everything go their way from the win form. Thunderball, I thought might want it a bit softer. One that if it did come back to form might be well handicapped, but it's from the Hills Yard. Racing Breaks Rider. He's had its knackers. They should have had that once knackers off in after. If you ever watch him at Goodwood in the mile there, it just pulled and pulled and pulled. I'm surprised they didn't have its knackers off after that. Noble Order's a bit, it was very lightly raced. I think this race will work out.
Is this a race you're sort of like looking forward to in terms of uncut and things like that?
This could be quite informative. I mean, the mile handicap I'll write about on Patreon. I will say the mile handicap at Newmarket this week. If you get an 8-year-old winning it off a lifetime high, it doesn't sort of really bode well, does it?
No.
The one that the one. What was it called?
Afita.
Morrison won.
Was it Afita Lane?
Yeah. Afita Lane, yeah. If you're getting Afita Lane running off 95, was it?
Safi Osborne, John. Lifted it up.
Yeah.
Anything else in here, Quentin, that lurks? Possibly or you got your eye on for later down the line, maybe? Maybe not today?
No, I'm quite solid on our two, to be honest. Noble Order, I think I mentioned to you how Archie Watson's record on the all-weather with returners off a long break is fucking fantastic. It's really good. I kind of think it was tuned to the max for that day. I think it's 11-2 in the 7-4, then drifted out. Was on the right part of the track. I think there was a tailwind that day. I know the time was good, but would be against that. I know it's got soft ground form, but kind of think that's been overestimated in the market. Long term, I don't like the draw of it tomorrow, but Tawada, I still think there's more to come as a 4-year-old.
Just about all. I hope you've enjoyed this show. Me, John, Quentin and Nick certainly have. We're back on Sunday to talk more absolute, complete rubbish, as what we always do. And nipping on for 10 minutes is Councillor Woodman to talk about all the developments, of course. If you haven't seen it, Andrew John Rhodes appeared on a podcast this week, and we shall be discussing that and other things with him, including his massive dog that keeps shagging everything that moves. Right, so bye for now.